It's time for our Unified Bank Nailers profile, and tonight we talked to Jacob Pritchard, who got a chance to play with Greenville last year. And Jacob, I know that the world of hockey has been completely flipped all over the place this season. Do you know a lot of the guys on Greenville from last year, or does it really feel like you're seeing a completely different unit out there?
Honestly, I haven't really checked the roster on Greenville this year. I was typically a lot of turnover year to year, especially in pro hockey. So I know one guy I know I played college with, but from last year, I'm not sure.
As you went through this off season and started to look at how things were going to line up for you personally going into this season, you had surgery in the off season. How did that affect your timetable and ultimately deciding where you wanted to play this year?
So I was cleared in mid to late February. So it was really just trying to find a team and try to get going again. And it had been about a year since I played again. So it was a bit of a short notice for my team.
You ended up landing in Wheeling, and you got some points right off the hop. What was it like, as I know that the players had that long period of time as they had the long off season to try and get themselves up to game shape? What was it like for you to have to get up to speed and join them, having already played maybe 3 months into the year?
Yeah, I think playing games is the best way to get game shape. I mean, you can ride the bike, you can work out, but to actually play a game is another level of being conditioned. So there's definitely a learning curve to get back in the thing.
What is it about that game style? Or is there certain things that you can't really replicate when you're not playing a game that makes it so that that's really the best way to do it?
That's a good question. I mean, I think it's just a level of intensity, a level of how fast you're going. I think practice, gets you close, but until you're actually in a game, in game-like situations, it's certainly.
What about some of the chemistry that you've been able to develop? I know that there's been some moving pieces this season, but are there certain line mates that you've really started to click with this year, or is it just kind of seeing what is going to end up happening once you get out there with a group of guys?
I think I've been 10, 11 forwards playing. You kind of get a chance to play with everybody at some point during the game. Most of the time, except maybe the 2 or 3 other wingers or centers in your position. Even then, though, you're probably still playing with them. So I haven't played in 3.5 weeks, so it's been a while. But I think you get a chance to play with everybody. So chemistry certainly matters, but you get a chance to play with everyone. You can certainly find guys to play with.
I know it's your second year pro, and you still have a lot of hockey left ahead of you. Getting healthy is obviously priority number one, but what else do you look at as you try and really put a good last few weeks together here to lead you into next season?
Well, I just got to get healthy. So it takes time for my rest. So just doing rehab, and hopefully I'll be able to join the team for the rest of the season.
It was an exciting moment a few months ago as your alma mater, the UMass Minutemen, won the national championship. What was it like to see all those guys win it, something that you guys came oh so close to a couple of years ago when you got to the national championship game?
Oh, that's cool. Obviously, I know a lot of guys on the team and the coaching staff, and they're very deserving of a championship. So it's awesome to know them, along with you well, and to see them have success. It's awesome.
Are you surprised at somewhat how fast-track guys are, where Makar finished up with you guys, got to the national championship game, next thing you know he's playing for the Colorado Avalanche, Jones won the national championship this year, all of a sudden next thing you turn your head and he's in the National Hockey League. What do you think has caused that quick turnaround where they're sometimes not even having guys go to the American League?
I don't know Jones specifically, but Ken Makar is the best player ever played. He's special, and I'll never play with him say the exact same thing. You're not really surprised to see him having that much success. He's definitely a player.
When you look at going into next year too, they're waiving some of the rules that you typically see where guys are going to have a 5th year of eligibility if they want it at college. They don't have to go through all the rigmarole of all the transfer rules. What was it like for you, because you were one of those guys who had to go through the situation of transferring from one school to another?
I had graduated in 3 years, but now they just let them get a transfer for free. So obviously it would have been cool to have when I was in school. It would make things easier for me and a lot of other players. But that's pretty cool. They give me a year through COVID, and you get a free transfer now too. It seems like so. That's awesome. Players are getting more power.
What do you see in the NCAA nowadays, where the USHL, the NAHL is becoming so prevalent, where guys can start to build themselves up? It's not necessarily just high school or prep school that's starting to get them ready for that college hockey atmosphere.
Yeah, just ready to handle the ups and downs of pro, I'd say. That's what everyone says. You see all over the Twitter or whatever, and I definitely agree with it.
Do you notice that in the pro locker room when you're here and maybe you're older than, say, a 20 or 21-year-old, or even you see maybe a Canadian university guy like an Alfaro who's in that 24, 25 ballpark too?
Yeah, it's a little more mature, a little more life experience. It's not, it's just a little more older, a little more what to expect. You can handle yourself a little better.
Very good. Jacob, I really appreciate a few minutes of your time today. Get healthy, get back on that ice, and finish this season strong. Jacob Pritchard of our Wheeling Nailers, our Unified Bank profile tonight. More of intermission coverage comes your way next on the Nailers Broadcast Network, presented by Main Street Bank.